The crystal wine glass trembles in my mother's manicured hand, red liquid sloshing dangerously close to the rim. What have you done, Juliet? I savour the moment, letting the silence stretch across our formal dining room like a rubber band about to snap. The engagement celebration for my younger sister has just morphed into something entirely different. My name is Juliet, and I've spent 33 years being the family disappointment. Tonight, that changes. It's quite simple, Mother, I say, dabbing my lips with the embroidered napkin she insisted on using for special occasions. I'm the majority shareholder of Carter Industries now, have been for months, actually. My father's face turns an alarming shade of purple. That's impossible. I would have known. Would you? I cut in, my voice steady. Like you knew about that tech startup that burned through $3 million of your personal investment last year? The clink of silverware stops. My sister Juliana, resplendent in her new engagement ring, looks between us with wide eyes. Her fiancé, Eli, maintains his practiced smile, but I catch the slight twitch in his jaw. Now, Jules, my Uncle Cooper starts, using that patronising tone I've endured since childhood. This is hardly the time for... Actually, it's the perfect time. I pull out my phone, clicking through to the shareholders' registry. Would anyone like to see the documentation? Mary in accounting has everything organised beautifully. My mother sets down her wine glass with excessive care. Darling, you've always been ambitious, but surely you understand that your father and Cooper have been running this company since before you were born. Running it into the ground, you mean? The words slip out before I can stop them, years of suppressed frustration finally finding voice. Our market share has dropped 12% in 3 years. The Asian expansion failed because nobody bothered to do proper market research. And let's not forget the sexual harassment lawsuit that got buried last spring. That's enough, my father slams his hand on the table. I don't know how you managed this, but I managed it because I'm good at my job, I say. While everyone was focused on Juliana's perfect life choices and upcoming society wedding, I was actually learning the business, every department, every process, every weakness. Juliana flinches. Jules, I never meant to... This isn't about you, Julie. I soften my tone slightly. This is about decades of watching qualified people get passed over because they didn't fit some outdated mould. About watching Dad promote his golf buddies while telling me that a woman's greatest achievement is marriage. You're being dramatic, my mother says, but her voice wavers. We've always supported your career aspirations. I laugh, the sound sharp enough to make Eli lean back in his chair. Supported? You called my MBA a backup plan in case I couldn't find a husband. When I made VP last year, you spent the entire celebration dinner showing people Juliana's vacation photos from Santorini. Perhaps we should all take a moment to... Eli starts, but I silence him with a look. Save it. I've seen your trading history, Eli. Interesting pattern of high-risk investments there. He pales slightly, and I make a mental note to have the investigator dig deeper. The point is, I continue, standing slowly, things are going to change. Starting Monday, we'll be conducting a full audit of all family-appointed positions within the company. Merit-based evaluations, performance reviews, the works. You can't do this, Cooper sputters. The board won't stand for it. The board? I smile, gathering my purse. I met with them this morning. Funny how quickly people's perspectives shift when you show them actual profit projections instead of golf club promises. My father stands too, his face now ashen. Juliet, if this is about feeling overlooked, it's about business, Dad, pure and simple. I head for the door, then pause. Oh, and you might want to review your pension plans. I hear the terms are changing. The silence behind me is deafening as I walk out. In my car, I finally let out a shaky breath, adrenaline coursing through my veins. My phone buzzes, a text from Mary. How did it go? I type back. Exactly as planned. Start the audit tomorrow. Putting the car in drive, I catch a glimpse of my family through the dining room window. They're clustered together, gesturing wildly, my mother dabbing at her eyes with that ridiculous napkin. For a moment, something that feels like regret tugs at my chest. Then I remember the decades of dismissal, of subtle jabs and not so subtle expectations, of being told to smile more, to speak less, to be more like my sister, of watching less qualified men take positions I'd earned 3 times over. I pull away from the curb, my resolve hardening with each passing streetlight. They taught me that power was a man's birthright, handed down through generations like those damn napkins. Time to show them how wrong they were. 3 years ago, I sat across from Mary in a dimly lit bar, watching her slide a folder across the table. "Your father sold 20% of his shares," she said quietly, "to cover his losses in that tech venture." I remember staring at the documents, my hands trembling slightly. Who bought them? Various shell companies. He's trying to keep it quiet. Mary's eyes met mine. The shares are available if you move quickly and discreetly. That was the beginning. Now I'm watching Eli swagger into my office like he owns it, 3 days after the dinner disaster. He's wearing his signature charming smile, the one that makes country club mothers swoon and board members nod approvingly. "Jules, got a minute for your future brother-in-law?" I don't look up from my laptop. "I'm busy, Eli. Come on, we're family now." He drops into the chair opposite my desk. "Or we will be. Speaking of which, I had some thoughts about the company's direction." "Did you?" I finally meet his gaze. "Like your thoughts on that casino development in Macau?" His smile falters for a fraction of a second. "I don't know what you mean." "No." I pull up a file on my screen. 7 trips in the last year. Average stay 3 days. Average withdrawal from your personal account, $50,000. Per trip. The charm vanishes from his face. "You've been investigating me." "I investigate everyone who tries to get their hands on my company's assets." I lean forward, including my sister's trust fund, the one that becomes accessible upon marriage. "That's none of your business," he snaps. "Everything about this company is my business now." I stand up, walking to my office window. "You have 2 choices, Eli. Break off the engagement yourself, or I'll make sure every casino from here to Singapore knows exactly how much you owe them." He's behind me suddenly, his voice low and dangerous. "You think you can threaten me?" "Security," I say clearly, and my office door opens immediately. 2 guards step in. "Please escort Mr. Watts out. He was just leaving." As they lead him away, my phone rings. It's Cooper. "You've gone too far," he barks before I can speak. "I'm looking at this audit notification. You can't just..." "Actually, I can. Check Section 7 of the shareholders' agreement, the one you helped draft, remember. This isn't about legal rights, Juliet. This is about family." "Funny," I say. "I don't remember family being important when you blocked my promotion last year. What was it you said? She's not ready for that level of responsibility?" The line goes quiet for a moment. "You're making emotional decisions." "No, Uncle Cooper, I'm making business decisions. The kind you should have been making instead of protecting your golf buddies' jobs." After I hang up, Mary appears in my doorway. "Your mother's here." I close my eyes briefly. "Send her in." My mother glides in, perfect as always in her Chanel suit. "Darling, this has gone far enough." "Has it?" I pull up another file. "Like the company car you bought Juliana last year, the one charged to the corporate account. That was a business expense. She doesn't even work here, Mother." She sinks into a chair, suddenly looking older. "Why are you doing this? We gave you everything." "No," I say quietly. "You gave everything to Juliana. I had to take what I wanted. By sneaking around, buying shares behind our backs. By working harder than anyone else. By learning every aspect of this business while you were planning Juliana's debutante ball." She stands, smoothing her skirt. Your father built this company from nothing, and I'll rebuild it from the mess he's made of it. I turn back to my laptop. The audit starts tomorrow. I suggest you warn your friends in HR. After she leaves, I pull out my old notebook. Inside are years of notes, observations, and carefully documented instances of nepotism and mismanagement. Each page represents a slight, a dismissal, a moment when I was told to be more ladylike, more like my sister. My phone buzzes with a text from Juliana. Can we talk? Please. Before I can respond, an email from Mary pops up. The preliminary audit results are in. The list of irregularities is longer than even I expected. I think about that night 3 years ago when Mary showed me the path to taking control. Are you sure about this? She'd asked. Once you start, there's no going back. I was sure then. I'm even more sure now. Another text from Juliana. It's about Eli. Something's wrong. I stare at the message, feeling the weight of what's to come. They thought they could keep me in my place, confined by their expectations and traditions. But they forgot one thing. They taught me everything I know about power, and I learned my lessons well. Effective immediately, the Southeast Division will undergo complete restructuring, I announced to the boardroom. Uncle Cooper's face turns crimson as I continue. Performance reviews indicate systemic inefficiencies under current management. This is ridiculous, Cooper interrupts. I've run that division for 15 years. Into the ground, I finish, sliding reports across the polished table. Our competitors have doubled their market share while we've lost clients to outdated practices and nepotism. As board members flip through the damning statistics, my phone buzzes. A name I haven't seen in years flashes across the screen. Zuriel. I silence it, focusing on the meeting. All positions will be evaluated based on merit, not family connections. That includes senior management. Later, in my office, I listen to Zuriel's voicemail. Jules, hi. I know it's been forever. I heard about your promotion. Well, things aren't great. Could really use your help with a job opportunity. My laugh is bitter. Zuriel, who publicly sided with Juliana during our falling out, who told everyone I was too career-obsessed to understand family values, now wants my help. A knock interrupts my thoughts. Juliana stands in the doorway, mascara streaking her cheeks. Julie, what's wrong? She collapses into a chair. It's Eli. He's different since the dinner, controlling. He wanted me to sign some papers about my trust fund. Got angry when I wouldn't. I lean forward. What kind of papers? Something about joint access after the wedding. She wipes her eyes. He said it's normal, but when I mentioned showing them to a lawyer, She trails off, touching her wrist where I notice faint bruising. Ice fills my veins. He did that to you. He didn't mean to, she says quickly. He was just stressed about the wedding costs. Julie, I move around the desk, kneeling beside her. This isn't about wedding costs. My phone rings again. Zuriel. I silence it. Remember Tommy Morrison? I ask Julie. Your prom date who turned out to be dating 3 other girls. She nods. Remember who figured it out? Who showed you the evidence? You did. She manages a weak smile. You always protected me. And I still will. I squeeze her hand. But I need you to trust me. Something isn't right with Eli. What do you mean? Before I can answer, Mary appears. Sorry to interrupt, but you need to see this. She hands me a tablet displaying a private investigator's preliminary report on Eli. My eyes widen as I scan the document. Multiple gambling debts, failed businesses, a pattern of targeting wealthy women. Julie, I say carefully, I need to make a call. Stay here with Mary. In the hallway, I dial the investigator. I need everything you can find on Eli Watts. Every debt, every connection, every conversation, whatever it costs. Already on it, he replies. But there's something else. He's been making calls to Vegas chapels. My blood runs cold. Send me everything in an hour. Back in my office, Juliana's scrolling through her phone. Eli keeps texting. He wants to meet tonight to talk things through. Don't go. I sit beside her. Not until we know more. Know more about what? Her voice sharpens. Jules, what aren't you telling me? Another knock. This time it's Zuriel, in the flesh. She looks expensive but tired, designer bag clutched like a shield. I'm sorry to show up like this, she starts, then notices Juliana. Oh, hi. The tension in the room thickens. Juliana stands abruptly. I should go. Eli's waiting. Julie, wait. But she's already gone, heels clicking down the hallway. Zuriel shifts uncomfortably. Bad timing. You could say that. I turn to her. What do you want, Zuriel? I heard you're making changes in the company. I thought, given our history... Our history, I laugh. You mean when you told everyone I was a cold, heartless bitch for choosing career over marriage? I was wrong, she whispers. My perfect marriage is falling apart. I have nothing of my own. No career, no... My phone buzzes again. The investigators report. Photos of Eli entering jewelry stores not to buy rings, but to pawn them. Records of massive casino debts. And most damning, a screenshot of a text to someone named Jake about rushing a wedding before the trust fund bitch catches on. I have to go, I tell Zuriel. There are entry-level positions opening in marketing. Apply through HR like everyone else. Jules, please. You chose your side years ago. I grab my coat. Now I'm choosing mine. Racing to the elevator, I dial Juliana repeatedly, straight to voicemail. I text Mary, track Julie's phone, now. The response comes as I reach my car. Signal showing at the Ritz downtown, moving fast, heading west. Toward the airport, toward Vegas. I slam the car into drive, tires squealing against pavement. Eli isn't just after Julie's money anymore, he's trying to take it by force. The investigator meets me in the airport parking garage, handing over a thick manila envelope. Got the wiretap transcripts. You were right about everything. I flip through pages of Eli's conversations, each one more damning than the last. Discussions with loan sharks, plans to access Julie's trust fund. A complete blueprint of financial abuse disguised as love. And this? I hold up a grainy photo of Eli at a casino cage. Took that last week. He's in for nearly $2 million. They're calling in his markers. My phone lights up, a social media alert. Someone's posted a photo of Julie and Eli at McCarran International Airport in Vegas. She looks dazed, almost drugged. Get me everything on his Vegas contacts, I tell the investigator. Now! Inside the terminal, I call Mary. Book me on the next flight to Vegas and send security to every chapel on the Strip. I don't care what it costs. An hour later, I'm in first class, reviewing the transcripts. A text conversation between Eli and someone named Jake makes my stomach turn. Eli, trust fund kicks in at marriage. Need this done fast. Jake, she's not suspicious? Eli, slip something in her drink. She'll sign anything. The flight attendant offers me a drink. I decline, my hands shaking with rage. My phone buzzes. A text from my mother. Why aren't you answering our calls? Julie's with Eli. Everything's fine. Everything is not fine. The moment we land, I get another update from the investigator. They've tracked Eli's recent calls to the Sweethearts Chapel just off the Strip. I grab the first taxi I see. Step on it, I tell the driver, throwing cash onto the front seat. I'll double it if you get me there in 10 minutes. We screech to a halt outside a gaudy pink building. Through the glass doors, I see them. Julie in a white sundress, swaying slightly as Eli guides her toward the altar. Stop! I burst through the doors. This wedding isn't happening! Eli spins around, his charm instantly in place. Jules! What a surprise! We decided to do something spontaneous. Save it. I walk straight to Julie, who's blinking slowly, confused. What did you give her? I don't know what you're talking about. I pull out my phone, playing one of his recorded conversations. Once she signs the papers, transfer everything, she won't remember anyway. The colour drains from his face. "Julie," I say softly, supporting her as she sways. "We need to get you to a hospital." "You bitch!" Eli snarls, lunging forward. But security, my security, appears from the shadows, restraining him. "Mr. Watts," I say coldly, "the casino managers you owe money to send their regards. They're very interested in your current location." He struggles against the guards. "You can't prove anything." I hold up the manila envelope. "Actually, I can prove everything, including the drugging, which the police are very interested in." As if on cue, sirens wail in the distance. "Take her to Desert Springs Hospital," I tell my security team. "I'll handle this." Once Julie's safely gone, I turn back to Eli. He's stopped struggling, but his eyes are desperate. "Here's what's going to happen," I say. "You're going to sign a statement confessing to your plans. You're going to break off the engagement, and you're going to disappear." "Or what?" I step closer. "Or I release everything, the gambling debts, the fraud, the drugging, your choice. You're bluffing. Try me." I pull out another document. "Remember that tech startup you convinced my father to invest in, the one that failed? I found the real numbers, the ones you doctored to hide your embezzlement." His face goes slack. "Sign the confession," I say, "or I bury you so deep in legal problems you'll never see daylight again." Later, at the hospital, Julie's starting to come around. The doctor confirms it was a mild sedative, dangerous, but she'll recover. "I'm so stupid," she whispers, tears rolling down her face. "No," I take her hand. "You trusted someone who didn't deserve it. That's not stupid, that's human." "How did you know?" I show her the evidence, all of it. With each page, her expression hardens. "All this time," she says finally, "you were protecting me. While everyone was." "Hey," I squeeze her hand. "That's what big sisters do." My phone buzzes. A message from Mary. "Social media's exploding. Someone leaked about Eli's gambling debts." I smile slightly. Amazing how quickly karma works when you give it a little push. "Jules?" Julie's voice is small. "I don't want to go home. Not yet." "Then don't." I settle into the chair beside her bed. "We'll figure it out together." She nods, then asks the question I've been dreading. "Mom and Dad, don't worry about them right now. But I know this is just the beginning. Eli was a symptom of a deeper disease in our family, and I'm not done treating it, not by a long shot." "He tried to access my accounts while I was sleeping off whatever he gave me," Julie tells me, curled up on my office couch a week after Vegas. "The hotel security cameras caught him at the business centre, trying to transfer everything." I hand her a cup of tea. "Did you tell Mom and Dad?" "They don't believe me." Her laugh is hollow. "Mom says I'm being dramatic, that I must have had too much to drink and imagined it." Before I can respond, my mother bursts into the office, perfectly coiffed, despite her obvious distress. "What have you done?" she demands. "Eli's family is horrified. Do you know what this scandal is doing to our reputation?" "Our reputation?" I stand slowly. "Julie was drugged. He tried to steal her trust fund. And you're worried about reputation? These accusations are ridiculous. Eli comes from an excellent family." "Stop." Julie's voice cuts through the air like a blade. "Just stop, Mom. I saw the evidence, the bank records, the surveillance footage, everything." "Darling, you're confused." "No." Julie stands, hands shaking. "I'm seeing clearly for the first time. Jules was right. About Eli. About all of it." Mother sinks into a chair. "This is your doing," she tells me. "You've poisoned your sister against us." "Actually," I say, pulling out my laptop, "I think Dad did that all on his own." I press play on an old video file, footage from a board meeting 5 years ago. Dad's voice fills the room. "It's a shame Juliet wasn't born a boy. She's got the head for business, but who'll take a female CEO seriously? At least Julie knows her place." Mother's face pales. Where did you get that? The company archives. There's more, so much more. Julie moves to the window, wrapping her arms around herself. All those years, I thought being the perfect daughter meant something, but I was just a prop, wasn't I, for your country club photos and charity galas? That's not true. Then why didn't you believe me about Eli? Julie turns, tears streaming down her face. Why did it take Jules showing you actual proof before you'd even consider I was telling the truth? A knock at the door interrupts us. Mary enters with a stack of files. The board meeting starts in 10 minutes. They're waiting for the quarterly review. Perfect timing, I say, gathering my things. Mother, you should stay. You'll want to hear this. In the boardroom, Uncle Cooper is already trying to control the narrative. These recent changes are disrupting our established protocols. You mean your golf buddy hiring system? I interrupt, distributing the files. Page 3, everyone. A complete audit of family-appointed positions and their performance metrics. The room falls silent as they read. The numbers don't lie. Nepotism has cost us millions. This is a witch hunt, Cooper sputters. No, Julie says from the doorway where she's been quietly watching. This is accountability. Heads turn. No one expected the family princess to show up, let alone speak out. My sister, Julie continues, walking to stand beside me, has done what none of you had the courage to do. She put the company first, before ego, before tradition, before family politics. Julie, Mother warns, but she presses on. I was almost another casualty of this family's obsession with appearances. If Jules hadn't investigated Eli, hadn't protected me when all of you were too busy protecting your precious reputation. She takes a shaky breath. Well, I guess we know where that would have ended. The board members shift uncomfortably. Everyone's seen the headlines about Eli's gambling debts, the leaked security footage, the police investigation. The motion on the table, I say into the silence, is to remove all family members from operational positions pending review. All in favour? Hands rise slowly but steadily. Cooper's face turns purple as the votes mount against him. This isn't over, he growls, storming out. Mother follows him but pauses at the door. When did you become so cold, Juliet? I didn't, I reply. I just stopped playing by your rules. After the meeting, Julie and I sit in my office watching the sunset over the city. I found an apartment, she says quietly. I can't live at home anymore. Not after everything. Stay with me until you get settled. She nods, then asks, was it worth it, taking them all down like this? I think about the years of dismissal, of being told to smile more and achieve less, of watching qualified people get passed over for family favourites. It wasn't about taking them down, I say finally. It was about standing up. There's a difference. My phone buzzes. Another message from Zuriel. Please, I really need to talk. I show Julie the message. She considers it for a moment, then says, maybe some people can change. Maybe, I agree, but I'm not ready for that yet. First, we need to finish what we've started. Because tomorrow, the real changes begin. The board votes are in, Mary announces, dropping a thick folder on my desk. Cooper's out. Your restructuring plan passed with 70% approval. I allow myself a small smile. Any holdouts? The usual suspects, old money, old connections. She hesitates. Your father's friends. My phone lights up. Another text from Zuriel. Please meet me. It's urgent. Speaking of old connections, Mary nods at my phone. Are you going to keep ignoring her? Before I can answer, my mother sweeps in, uninvited as always. Her Hermes scarf can't hide how tired she looks. I won't be attending Thomas and Margaret's garden party next week, she announces. I can't face them after everything. You mean after finding out your future son-in-law was a con man? I keep my voice level. Or after the board removed your brother-in-law for incompetence. You're enjoying this, aren't you? She sinks into a chair, watching everything burn. No, Mother, I'm enjoying watching everything change. Into what? A soulless corporation where family means nothing. Family meant nothing when Julie needed you to believe her. I stand, walking to the window. It meant nothing when Dad passed me over for promotions I earned 3 times over. We were protecting you. You were protecting yourselves. I turn back to her, and now you can't stand that I'm protecting the company instead. She leaves without another word, her heels clicking a sharp retreat down the hallway. Mary clears her throat. Zuriel's in the lobby, says she won't leave until you see her. I sigh. Send her up. Zuriel looks expensive but exhausted, her designer outfit slightly wrinkled. Thanks for finally seeing me. Make it quick. I have a meeting. My marriage is over, she blurts out. Mark, he's been having an affair with his secretary. It's so cliché it would be funny if it wasn't my life. I wait, silent. I have nothing, Jules. No job, no skills. The prenup was ironclad. She wipes at her eyes. I know I don't deserve your help, but you're right, I cut in. You don't. Jules, please, we were best friends once. Until you weren't. I pull up an old email on my screen. Want me to read what you wrote about me? About how I was betraying my gender by focusing on career over marriage? I was wrong, she whispers. So wrong. You were trying to tell me about Mark's gambling, about his lies, but I wouldn't listen. My phone buzzes. Julie's sending a photo of her new apartment keys. She's really doing it, really breaking free. There's an entry-level position open in marketing, I say finally. Starting salary is modest, no special treatment. I'll take it, anything. Don't thank me yet. You'll start at the bottom, just like I did. She nods, standing to leave. I deserved that dig. It wasn't a dig, it was a fact. After she's gone, I visit my childhood home. The house feels smaller now, its grand facades unable to hide the cracks in its foundation. In my old room, everything's exactly as I left it. Debate team trophies, business school acceptance letters, all the achievements they ignored in favour of Julie's social successes. Quite a shrine to determination, my father says from the doorway. I turn, surprised to see him home midday. Shouldn't you be at the club? They're not very welcoming these days. He steps into the room. Cooper's making quite a scene about his dismissal. Cooper made quite a scene about his incompetence for years. Nobody cared then. He picks up one of my trophies. You know, I always admired your drive. Funny way of showing it. We thought we were doing right by you girls. Protecting Julie from the harsh realities of business. Protecting you from what, Dad? Success? He sets the trophy down carefully. There's a clause in the company charter, one I added years ago, about family control and moral character. My blood runs cold. What are you saying? We're challenging your authority, Juliet. The lawyers file tomorrow. I laugh, but there's no humour in it. After everything that's happened, you're still trying to control me. We're trying to save what's left of this family. No, I say, walking past him. You're trying to save what's left of your pride. Outside, I call Mary. Get me everything on the company charter, every version, every amendment. Already on it, she replies. But Jules, it doesn't look good. I start my car, watching my father's silhouette in the window. They want a legal battle. Fine. They taught me everything I know about power plays. Time to show them how well I learned those lessons too. The moral character clause, the lawyer drones, clearly states that any shareholder whose actions bring disrepute to the company can be removed by a family council vote. The courtroom feels suffocating. My parents sit on one side, Cooper beside them, all wearing expressions of righteous indignation. Julie sits behind me, her presence a silent support. And how exactly, my lawyer asks, has Miss Juliet brought disrepute to the company? My mother takes the stand first. She's always had a cruel streak, she testifies, dabbing at her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief. The way she exposed poor Eli's private struggles. Private struggles, my lawyer interrupts. You mean his attempted theft of your younger daughter's trust fund? Objection! Their lawyer stands. Allegations were never proven. I have the proof, Julie's voice rings out. She stands, hands shaking but voice steady. I'd like to testify. The judge nods and Julie takes the stand. She's wearing a simple black dress, no more pastels, no more playing the family princess. Eli drugged me, she states clearly. He tried to force me into marriage to access my trust fund. Juliet saved me, while my parents... She looks directly at our mother. While they worried about country club gossip, my sister was tracking down security footage and bank records. Miss Juliana, their lawyer approaches, isn't it true your sister has a history of jealousy toward you? No, Julie replies. She has a history of protecting me while everyone else protected their reputations. Mary testifies next, presenting financial records that show years of mismanagement under the old guard. Under Juliet's leadership, company value has increased 20% in 3 months. Through ruthless tactics, Cooper argues from the stand. Firing incompetent employees who happen to be your friends, I correct, finally taking the stand myself. Would you like to explain the golf club memberships charged to company accounts, or the private jet flights to business meetings that coincidentally landed in Caribbean resort towns? The court falls silent as I present document after document, years of receipts, recordings, evidence of nepotism and waste. Ms. Juliet, their lawyer tries again, isn't this vendetta simply about feeling overlooked in your family? No, I reply calmly. This is about running a business properly, something my father taught me to do, even while telling everyone I couldn't do it. Your father built this company. My father built this company, I agree, and then nearly destroyed it with outdated thinking and country club cronyism. I'm rebuilding it. That's not disrepute. That's responsibility. The judge calls a recess. In the hallway, Zuriel approaches hesitantly. I heard about the lawsuit, she says. I want to testify. About what? About how wrong we all were. About how you saw the truth about my ex-husband years before his affair, before his gambling came to light. About how this family's obsession with appearances nearly ruined my life too. I study her face. You don't owe me this. Yes, she says quietly. I do. Back in session, Zuriel's testimony is devastating. She details how our family's pressure for proper marriages and keeping up appearances led countless women to ignore red flags, stay in toxic relationships, sacrifice their potential. My father takes the stand last. Everything I did, he insists, was to protect this family's legacy. Which legacy, I ask during cross-examination? The one where you told board members it was a shame I wasn't born a boy, or the one where you sold company shares to cover gambling debts while criticizing my business decisions? He flinches. Those recordings were private. Those recordings were evidence, I correct, of exactly the kind of thinking that nearly destroyed this company, the kind of thinking this lawsuit is trying to preserve. The judge's decision comes swiftly. The moral character clause is deemed invalid, based on its selective application and the clear evidence of company improvement under my leadership. Furthermore, she adds, any future challenges to Miss Juliet's authority must be based on business performance, not family politics. Outside the courthouse, Julie hugs me tight. You did it. We did it, I correct her. My parents walk past without a word, Cooper trailing behind them. But I catch my father looking back, something like respect finally showing in his eyes. Mary appears with a stack of papers. The press is waiting. They want statements about the company's future. Tell them the truth, I say. The future is about merit, not surnames, about growth, not golf clubs. And the family? Mary asks quietly. I watch my parents' retreating backs, feel Julie's hand in mine, see Zuriel waiting nervously by the steps. The family, I reply, will have to decide whether they want to be part of that future. Because sometimes I've learned, true family isn't about blood. It's about who stands with you when the truth comes out. The autumn wind whips around me as I stand on the rooftop of our new headquarters building. Below, workers are setting up for tomorrow's opening ceremony. The old Carter Industries logo has been replaced with a sleeker design, one that doesn't carry a family name. The press packets are ready, Mary says, joining me at the railing, though I'm still not sure about your speech. Having second thoughts about transparency, she hands me the latest quarterly report. No, having thoughts about your parents showing up uninvited. They won't. I scan the numbers, profits up 40% since the restructuring. Mother's in Florida with her new charity board. Dad's learning to golf with a smaller membership. My phone buzzes. A text from Julie. Just aced my business law final. Still on for dinner? I smile, typing back. Wouldn't miss it. Bring your study notes. Board meeting tomorrow. She's doing well, Mary observes. The junior analyst position suits her. She earned it, started from the bottom just like everyone else. The door opens behind us. Zuriel appears carrying marketing presentations. She's different now. Sharper, focused, the society wife polish replaced by professional confidence. The rebranding campaign is ready, she says. Unless you want to review it again, I trust your judgment. And I do. Surprisingly, she's proven herself these past months, working harder than anyone to learn the business from ground up. My phone rings. Uncle Cooper. I let it go to voicemail where it joins 6 months of ignored calls about family reconciliation. Still not ready? Mary asks. They're not ready, I correct her. They want reconciliation without change, forgiveness without accountability. Zuriel sets down her files. Speaking of accountability, my ex-husband's casino debts finally caught up with him. He's asking mutual friends for loans. Like Eli? I raise an eyebrow. Last I heard, he's dealing cards in Atlantic City. She shakes her head. Karma's quite the businesswoman herself. The door opens again. Julie arrives early, textbooks under her arm, looking more like me these days in her business suit than the society princess she used to be. The auditors found something interesting, she announces without preamble. Remember that tech startup Dad invested in, the one that failed? I nod. It didn't fail. It was bought out quietly by a competitor. Dad and Cooper hid the profits in offshore accounts. My laugh lacks humour. Of course they did. I've already notified the SEC, Mary adds. They're very interested. I turn back to the view, watching the city lights flicker on as dusk approaches. Dad always said power was about controlling the narrative. And what do you say? Julie asks. I say power is about telling the truth, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. My phone buzzes again, an email from Mother. Darling, please reconsider the pension adjustments. Your father's golf membership means everything to him. Delete. The opening ceremony starts at 9, Mary reminds me. The mayor's confirmed, along with major shareholders. And the family, Zuriel asks quietly. We are the family now, I reply. The one we chose, the one we built. Julie touches my arm. I saw Mom yesterday. At the cafe near her house, she looked lost. She is lost. They all are. Lost in a world that doesn't exist anymore. And us? Julie's voice is soft. Are we lost too? I look at these women around me, my sister who found her strength, my friend who earned her redemption, my mentor who stood firm through every storm. No, I say, we're exactly where we need to be. The wind picks up, carrying the scent of approaching rain. Below, workers finish arranging chairs, setting up the podium where I'll announce our company's new direction. No more family favours. No more golden children. No more buried truths. Your speech, Mary hands me the final draft. Still want to keep the part about merit over bloodlines? Every word. I scan the pages. They taught me that power was a birthright, handed down through generations like an heirloom. And now, Zuriel asks. Now we prove that power is earned, through work, through truth, through facing every consequence of every choice. Julie squeezes my hand. Together, together. The rain starts falling, soft at first, then harder, but none of us move to go inside. We stand there letting it wash over us, cleansing away the last traces of who we were told to be. Tomorrow we'll open the doors to a new chapter. Not as Carter Industries, but as something built on stronger foundations than just a family name. Because sometimes the happy ending isn't about forgiveness. Sometimes it's about becoming exactly who you were meant to be, even if you have to break everything to build it.